Welcome to the Quantum CBD H2O Remble at Remington, presented by Sailor Jerry. This is HD Boxing at Remington Park Casino in Oklahoma City. I'm Andrew Spino, joined ringside with the champ, Darren Humphrey. Darren, this is going to be a very interesting fight.
It sure is. Both of these guys coming from out of the U.S. Obviously, they both came here to fight. Rasulov looks like he's got the most experience out of the two, but, you never know what can happen in a fight.
All right, I think both fighters are ready to go. Let's send it up in the ring to Thomas Triber.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 8 rounds in the junior welterweight division. It is being brought to you by HD Boxing, along with their great sponsor, Anytime Fitness. Our 3 judges scoring on a 10-point must system will be Sarah Atwood, David Sutherland, and Gary Ritter. Our referee in charge, third man in the ring, will be Gerald Ritter. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, he's wearing black with gold and weighed in at 132 pounds. Coming to us from Augsburg, Germany, he has a professional record consisting of 9 wins, 2 defeats, 1 draw, with 2 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michael Machine Gun Kannler. His opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He's wearing blue trunks and weighed in at a even 140 pounds. Hailing from Russia, his professional record consists of 31 wins, just 1 defeat, with 27 of his 31 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Zapir Rasulov.
Fighter, we're going 8 rounds. You've already received your instructions in the dressing room. I want a good, clean fight. Keep your punches up. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Both trunks are good. Cut your gloves. Udachi, Bill Gluk.
This is 8 rounds in the junior welterweight division. Zapir Rasulov, 31-1, fighting out of the red corner against Michael Kannler, 9-2-1. This has all the makings of the Eastern Front. Darren, Russia versus Germany. What should we expect here?
Well, both of these guys came a long way to fight each other. I know that. So
and these guys have a great deal of experience.
Sure.
Ranked fighters.
Right. And what's interesting to me is Rasulov, obviously having the better power, it looks like on paper out of the two, doesn't look physically as strong as Kannler, in my opinion.
No, he doesn't, but of course looks can be deceiving. We'll see that both guys measuring each other up.
Good body punch there.
It was. You can tell these are upper echelon professionals. Very tight game. As these two are feeling each other out here at the beginning of round 1, exchanging jabs, but that's the second jab to the body landed by Kannler. If you were advising Rasulov, what would you tell him?
Just take your time. He's obviously got a ton of experience. He's got a nice jab. Just take your time, fill him out, and, let your hands go when you need to.
We have yet to really see him throw a punch.
I feel like Kannler's just a little bit tight right now. He's, a little bit stiff, and I think Rasulov is just waiting to time him and, land something heavy.
He's stalking and stalking, occasionally throwing the jab, but really has not landed anything yet.
Good body punches there by Rasulov.
Nice right hand to the body, but it was only one, and then Kannler got out of there. Didn't exactly exact a toll.
Yeah, Kannler's got a good resume. He's the top-ranked super featherweight in Germany, and he looks, I don't know, in my opinion, I think Rasulov looks like the better, more polished fighter, I would say. A little bit surprised at the stiffness of Kannler.
You think it's just a case of nerves? He doesn't look like he really built up a sweat before coming in.
Right, that's a good point. And that may be the case, but You know, like I mentioned earlier, Kannler looks like the stronger fighter, but Rasulov's throwing some heavy leather right now. Mess with a long hook right there. And
Kannler almost looks robotic as he tries to move in. Rasulov moving very well in and out and really dictating the exchanges when they have them.
yeah, and you made a good point. I think Kannler maybe came out cold. Maybe that's why he's a little stiff. If you notice, Rasulov, he's broke a sweat pretty good. Looks like he's kind of settling in now.
Rasulov, of course, the more experienced fighter, 32 pro bouts versus Kannler's 12 fights, but so far pretty evenly matched. This is the end of round 1. We'll have round 2 coming up.
Time. Seconds out. Let's go. Second. Back up. Back up. Back up.
Welcome back to the Quantum CBD H2O Rumble at Remington. This is round 2 in a super featherweight bout. Zapir Rasulov in the blue trunks, 31-1 with 27 KOs. Michael Kannler, 9-2-2. He's fighting with the black trunks and gold trim. Darren Humphrey, how did you score round number 1?
I'd probably give that to Rasulov. I think he, as I mentioned a couple of times, he looks like the more polished fighter. He obviously, in my opinion, throws heavier hands. Something about Kannler, though, the first few seconds of this second round has come out a little more relaxed. He's initiating the jab pretty hard.
Over here.
Ref calling a time out and a time in. Rasulov, known as a bit of a slow starter, but with 27 KOs within 31 victories, we know he knows how to finish an opponent when he has him hurt.
Sure.
Oh, big right hand.
Knockdown. Go right over there.
And Kannler takes a knee. That was a beautiful
6,
overhand
7,
right a la
8,
Tim Witherspoon
9.
that came
Walk to
crashing on the jaw of Michael Kannler.
Box.
Ref gives him the 8 count.
Yeah, and if you notice, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, please, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, if you notice, what I liked about that overhand right from Rasulov is he set it up with feigning the left jab. And,
He did.
It landed clean and sent Kannler down.
He did, and there
Nice
he, nice left hook on the exchange. Didn't quite land flush, but we did see a spray of sweat fly from the head of Michael Kannler. Kannler looks like his legs are in pretty good shape. He's dancing pretty well, considering the pretty flush shot that he took.
Yeah, he took a good
But
shot.
Rasulov has not changed the expression on his face once this entire fight. He is all business.
Yes, he is.
And look at that. Kannler unloaded 5 punches in that combination, but Rasulov blocked them all.
Yeah, he did. And
another
I think
big
Kannler
overhand
understands
right.
now he's got to get back in the
Punch
fight.
out. Punch out.
I think that overhand right, hurt him pretty good.
It did. He's shaking off the cobwebs, but Kannler has been a different fighter since the knockdown, a lot more tentative, not initiating the exchanges like he was in the first round.
Yeah, and in my opinion, Kannler's kind of fighting off his back foot. I mean, he's throwing those punches, but I'm not sure how much intention he has behind him. Where Rasulov's, just coming forward, sitting on his punches, throwing everything heavy. He looks good to me. It's kind of funny. Kannler, good body shot there by Rasulov.
And one of the few body shots in this fight.
Kannler moves his feet back and forth, if you notice. Oh, good overhand right and left hook.
Get off his head. Get off his head.
Do you think Kannler's feeling overwhelmed? I'll tell you what, Darren, answer that question in round number 3, which is coming up.
Seconds out. Let's go, second. Back up.
Here we go, round 3 of this super featherweight fight at Remington Park in Oklahoma City. I'm Andrew Spino, ringside with the champ, Darren Humphrey. Darren, you scored the first round for Rasulov, and obviously the second was a 10-8 round. What can Kannler do at this point to get himself back in the fight?
Well, first he's going to have to start sitting on his punches. If you notice, his he's changing his lead foot every few punches or so, and every time he throws that right hand, he's I wouldn't say he's sitting down on it. He's kind of throwing it, but he's not throwing it with intention. And as I mentioned earlier, Rasulov definitely has the power between the two guys. And if Kannler's going to do something, he's going to have to open up because Rasulov means business.
And Rasulov getting increasingly more accurate as the fight goes on, smacking Kannler's head around like a speed bag in that last three-punch combination, every one of them landing flush. Is Kannler too overwhelmed by the power and the skill of Rasulov? Again, five-punch combination, nothing landed. Does Kannler get the sense that he's overmatched?
Yeah, I think he does. I really do. Rasulov in here, he's coming forward in a methodical fashion, and everything he's doing is setting up Kannler.
And he's setting him up to great success. Every time he manages to work off that jab, he usually throws one or two punches behind it that land flush. I think it's really a question of how much Kannler can take. Now, Kannler really was coming in against a guy with much more experience. You have to admire that, but I think that's probably sinking in even.
Yeah, and again, they came
even as he gamely fights back.
Yeah, he. Good right hand there by Rasulov. And in my opinion, Kannler's looking for a way out, talking about it hitting him in the back of the head.
Yeah, Kannler's complaining about the rabbit punches, but honestly, I have not seen anything that's landed past the ear.
No.
Not in the back now. Not in the back.
It's funny when they came out.
Punch out. Let's go.
Punch out. Initially into the ring, Kannler looked stronger. His legs look stronger. And
no knockdown. No knockdown. Back the head.
Referee Gerald Ritter.
You okay?
Did call that as a rabbit punch as Kannler went down.
Time.
And he's going to take some time to recoup. Maybe he was getting hit in the back of the head more than we realized.
I didn't get a clean look at that.
That's not in the back of the head.
Kannler's been complaining about the rabbit punches throughout round 3.
But
the way Rasulov throws that overhand right and the way Kannler rolls away from it, it's almost like, it's clear Rasulov doesn't mean to do it. It's just the way the two styles of the fighters come together.
Right.
That's how Rasulov is landing the right hand as Kannler rolls away from it.
Well, I don't know if you paid attention to Ritter there in the corner when he was talking to the fighters. He was asking Kannler if he was okay. Kannler had pointed out a spot in his head, complaining about where Rasulov's been hitting him, and Ritter clearly said, that's not behind the ear. So it's kind of interesting what happened there.
Punch out.
And we are coming to the end of round 3. Round 4 coming up.
Time. Seconds out. Seconds out. Raus. Schnell.
We are back for round 4 of this 8-round junior welterweight bout. Zapir Rasulov in the blue trunks. An impressive 31-1 record, 27 KOs against Germany's Michael Kannler, 9-2-1, fighting in the black and gold trunks. Darren, I have Rasulov, I think it's pretty obvious, pitching a shutout at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. He's settled in, and to me, he's kind of, through the last round or so, he's been kind of just trying to set up Kannler and put him to sleep, in my opinion.
He is very effective, and he's really found his range. In the first round, there was very little action. Rasulov barely used his jab, but it's obvious as the fight has gone on, and we're here in round 4, that Rasulov was really measuring Kannler throughout that first round, and as soon as he got in the right range, he started inflicting serious damage.
What I like about Rasulov is, he has some really good feints. He's really trying to land that overhand right as he just threw it again.
Watch out, fight
very
out.
Clever
fight
fighter,
out.
but again, give it up to Michael Kannler. He's still initiating a lot of the exchanges. He's making the clinches when they get in close. Oh, but what a nice uppercut off the ropes by Rasulov, but Kannler fighting back gamely. I think Rasulov wants to end this fight, and he's trying to do it with one punch.
And knockdown right over there.
It was a body shot that put Kannler down after a fusillade of punches from Zapir Rasulov. And I'm not so sure Kannler wants a part of this anymore. Referee waves off contest. This is over in round 4. Darren, After round 3, did you see this ending coming?
Yeah, I've seen this coming for a while. Like I said earlier, Kannler wouldn't commit to his punches. He was throwing them, but there's a difference between throwing your punches and committing to your punches, and he didn't want any part of that.
Yeah, I think it just got to a point, particularly in the second round, when Rasulov really started to come on, find his range, started firing off punches and combinations. That Kannler, you could really tell by the look on his face, felt outclassed, and you almost got the impression he didn't want to be here
and
anymore.
He looked over.
And I don't say that to take anything away
Sure,
from him. He was
right.
a game fighter.
He's a tough guy. He looked over at his corner, however, and asked him to throw in the towel, so he was done.
Well, Michael Kannler was ready to call it quits, and I'm not sure who made the call first, Kannler or the referee. This was 8 rounds in the junior welterweight division, ending in round 4. I think we are just about ready for the particulars. We're going to send it up right now in the ring to Thomas Tribe.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 1 minute 33 seconds of round number 4. The blue corner advises our referee in charge, Gerald Ritter, to stop the contest. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout, Zapir Rasulov.
Zapir Rasulov moving up his record to 32-1 with 28 KOs. That is a George Foreman-esque KO record. We have lots more action, including our main event, coming up. Stay with us.